everyone. I'm Leslie Palotas, Community Connector at EDALC, or the Economic Development Alliance of Lincoln County. I created my role because I'm passionate about understanding and addressing complex challenges in rural communities. We will never be able to experience what it's truly like to interpret the world through someone else's mind and body. However, by learning stories of others' lived experiences, I believe others' perspectives can add a new mosaic piece to your lens of the world. So I offer you a view of community building through an expedition lens. I developed this lens in my past career leading sea kayak expeditions back around the turn of the millennium. I love saying that. So no matter where the expedition is, the goals remain the same. Teach everyone how to meet the human needs of the entire group in environments they have no control over. Work together to navigate whatever challenges unfold. Get everyone back alive and as healthy as possible. And extra credit points if folks gained new skills and understanding along the journey. On expeditions, leaving any group members out of solutions isn't an option. No one can be left behind. In authentic community building, I apply similar expectations. Although the group size and variety of challenges are extremely different, the underlying human needs, motivations, and relative lack of control over the challenges that unfold are similar. So when I get overwhelmed by all the front country systems that are leaving some people out of their solutions, I focus my energy on three approaches that are as relevant in the front country as they are in the back country. Side note, front country is the term folks who expedition often call the real world or non-expedition world. In a nutshell, an expedition is a collaborative effort to meet the human needs everyone in the group shares. In the front country, even if people meet their human needs in different ways, they still share the same underlying human needs. Take drinking water, for example. Rural coastal communities have many complicated systems, difficult to navigate funding opportunities, and historical conflicts that all intersect with land use and water use. However, a shared need that can bring historically opposed viewpoints to the same side of these challenges is that every human needs clean drinking water to survive. I'm working with this team of government and nonprofit employees to host a series of coastal drinking water protection workshops. And there is one woman who is not included in the picture, Laura Johnson, who also should be there. She was joining virtually this day. The attendance and positive feedback are growing at each workshop, and DEQ is already implementing barrier reducing shifts to their workshop policies, like funding a full lunch at half-day workshops instead of only providing a light snack. These workshops, held in North, Central, and South Oregon coast locations, bring together community members, elected officials, drinking water providers, grant-giving agencies, and technical support agencies to help rural communities in whatever stage of drinking water protection they're navigating. These workshops also include the second approach, gathering people to share stories of successes and challenges. There's a reason storytelling has been a popular human pastime since time immemorial. Storytelling builds understanding, teaches lessons, and can show commonalities between folks who may have felt they were alone in their challenges. This picture is from EDALC's first Fail Fest, a comedy club style event that brought people together to share stories of past entrepreneurial failures that ultimately led them to future successes. Food, beverages, and laughter were also shared here. Sharing lived experiences through storytelling can reframe situations, build relationships, and even prevent folks from repeating harmful mistakes made by others in the past, which leads to continually adjusting approaches and solutions to accommodate new information. There are some life factors that can be controlled, but many that cannot be controlled. On an expedition, nature ultimately calls the shots. A tactic that worked well one day could be deadly the next day if it is repeated without any regard to new information, such as a weather report or ominous clouds on the horizon. In rural communities, people and infinite external variables are constantly changing. If a solution is designed to solve something at a point in time, but takes months or years to implement, it is often outdated by the time it's enacted. Take healthcare and insurance as an example. Every year brings new plans, rates, and long lists of what is and isn't included in each plan. Gaps in healthcare understanding can be costly and even deadly. This is a picture from last November's Multilingual Cafe resource in Newport. By bringing healthcare professionals to answer questions and share resources over a free, family-friendly dinner, community members are more likely to feel connected and reach out when they have new questions about their healthcare situation. Each cafe is centered on topics prioritized by the community, and attendance continually increases in both Lincoln City and Newport locations. Navigating constant change is not simple, but if adjusting to unknown future variables and new perspectives is intentionally built into long-term solutions, life's endless curveballs become just another reason to convene and work together to improve conditions for everyone in a community. And now some might be thinking, but what about those people? I don't want to be in a room with those people. You can't make everyone happy. No single solution is going to work with everyone. And my retort to that opinion is not with that attitude. I highly recommend doing your best to avoid othering folks. There is no them on a successful expedition. It's just us. The widest range of viewpoints leads to the most resilient groups and solutions. I find the us and them divide is often perpetuated by folks who are profiting from the discourse. I do my best to question who's benefiting from strategic divisive narratives when folks on both sides of a divide are suffering under systems that aren't helping either side. Don't blame or seek faults in others who are struggling, especially people you've never directly interacted with. Start by implementing small shifts to existing systems that will benefit everyone. You may not change the world immediately, but you may connect folks with a free meal or an opportunity to share stories. You could meet a new person who can help you with a challenge you're facing. And what's the best that could happen? You could make life easier for others and yourself, freeing folks up to have more energy to continue making positive change in the situations around them. And what I've learned with my expedition lens in community building. If someone is challenging to deal with, there is a high likelihood that their human needs aren't being met in healthy ways. They don't feel like their lived experience is being understood, and they are struggling with challenges beyond their control. In the expedition analogy, imagine ignoring someone's signs of hypothermia and hangriness while blaming them for not being a team player, while the rest of the warm, well-fed group decides where they should go tomorrow. On an expedition, it's relatively easy to see when someone's unmet needs are keeping them from contributing to group decisions. That's not always the case in communities where entire groups of people have been historically left out of decision-making places. They've never had a presence there, and the folks who have always felt included in decision-making places may not understand why. And then technology and a lack of in-person interactions between everyone in a community make understanding folks' actual needs and motivations much more challenging. People's unmet needs are easy to understand when they're shivering uncontrollably in front of you. But unmet needs aren't as obvious when someone's lashing out on social media behind a keyboard. And these days, it may not even be a human lashing out behind a keyboard. Whenever possible, try connecting with folks in person to address and solve challenges. There are plenty of issues to get riled up over, so I recommend conserving your energy to work on challenges you can directly impact. Thanks for listening. I'd love to hear your ideas or help connect you with positive system shifting ideas in the future.